Hello my friends, my name is Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to be talking about Cardiff City Football Club. And have we all well and truly been Riza'd by Omer Riza? Is he the right man for the job? Well, we're going to discuss that here today. So first of all, let's talk about Errol Bullitt briefly. I made a video at the start of the season before a ball had been kicked, and the video was probably a little bit clickbaity where I said, has this been Cardiff City's greatest ever transfer window? I think that's because as a fan, I felt that we were full of optimism. We'd had the contract situation with Bullitt sorted out. We were literally on board with him and the squad that we've got. Are we going to go ahead now and push on and have a good season? And, you know, after the way that things had gone last season, where we'd finished mid-table, but we had some good results against some good teams. We also had some shocking results against some poor teams as well, which you have to also bring into the discussion as well. And the hope was that, you know, we brought in these players that would go on and do fantastic for the club. And unfortunately, that didn't really happen. Players like Chris Willock, who'd been brought in, Callum Chambers, who'd been brought in, they looked a little bit slow, a little bit off par. Didn't look like they were really integrating very well into the squad. And to be honest with you, it looked like some of the players are down tools. And that shows in some of the games. We lost 2-0 at home to our first game to Sunderland. We lost 5-0 to Burnley. We lost at home to Middlesbrough, and that by this point the staff had just been kicked out of the team, bottom of the table and doing very, very poorly. And of course, Errol Bullitt eventually gets fired. Now, Errol Bullitt, his style of football wasn't the most pleasing on the eye, if I'm being honest with you. It was quite a slow build-up at times. It was very defensive. He wasn't the best attacking coach, I'd say. And it was almost like you're playing for a draw sort of thing at times when I was watching the team. And that's not really what you want to see when you're playing from home, especially. Away from home, you can understand that. You're up against a team, you know, you're on the back foot, shut up shop, be defensively, be hard to beat first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then try and take your chances, that sort of thing. And it can work away from home, but when you're doing that at home, the fans get on your back very quickly. And, you know, he lost his job, and then you bring in Omer Riza on basically on a temporary basis until they sorted the new manager. Now, Omer Riza, he lost his first game. He lost to Hull City 4-1, which disappointing. The team didn't look that good. And, you know, but people are looking at the situation and going, well, Omer Riza shouldn't be given the job. He did terrible. Then they follow that up with a 1-0 win at Millwall, against Millwall at home, sorry. And that was good. That's 3 points, our first win of the season. It gives us a little bit of hope. It looks like we might be able to actually go and do something and build from that. We then go to Bristol City just before the international break. We have a 1-1 draw against Bristol City. And I watched that live on TV and I thought that we could have won it. There were some chances for us there to win that game. I thought that Riza made some of his substitutions a bit too early. I thought that he could have staved off a little bit and waited maybe an extra 10 minutes or so and then start to make changes. But I felt like he made changes way too early. And then the team sort of lost its shape in the middle of the park, and Bristol were allowed to get back in the game, and Bristol had a chance to win her as well. So a point, we'll take that point away from home. Great, it gives us another point on the board, and we are looking upwards now to try and get out of that bottom part of the table. Then this weekend comes along, just after the international break, and you know what's like international breaks, you're thinking, oh, how fit are the players going to be that have been on international duty? Well, turns out Ruben Colwill, having the admin issue with the under-21s, worked out perfectly for us because he obviously didn't play for the under-21s, had a nice bit of a rest, like 10 days rest or whatever it was, comes back and is the star of the show against Plymouth Argyle. Passing the ball around the park, spraying it around like he's a prime Steven Gerrard, linking up play in midfield, getting in good attacking positions. He takes his goal very well. He sets up the first goal, which is great as well. He was everywhere. He was a constant threat on the right side of the pitch, on the left side of the pitch, holding the ball well in midfield. Strength on the ball, be able to beat players and knock it past players quite easily as well. He had a fantastic game this weekend against Plymouth. And, you know, obviously the sending off helped. Cardiff, you know, we're already 2-0 up at this point, to be fair, and cruising. Plymouth had one chance with the Obafemi chance early on in the game, which he didn't take. Cardiff didn't look back from there and just dominated, and 5-0, well deserved. Pieface, the famous YouTuber, famously predicted 5-0. So thank you, Pieface, even though he predicted for Plymouth, so he got that slightly wrong. But for Cardiff City, fantastic. This is what we needed. Galvanises the club. makes everyone, you know, want to look forward and push up the table now. And the question remains, Omer Riza, is he going to be the guy to take the job? Well, the way I look at it, you've just had Bullet lose his job. I think personally there was people in that team, players in that team, that were not biggest fans of Errol Bullet. I think there was rumours or situations where people fell out with him. I think Callum Robinson fell out with him last season. There's been other players that have been sort of frozen out. I'm looking at David Turnbull. David Turnbull, I thought he had a decent few games last season. This season, not getting a look in whatsoever. He's sort of frozen out the team. He's been brought back in. He played against Plymouth on the weekend. He looked decent. He looked decent in the middle of the park with Robertson. There's definitely something there that they can work on with those two in the middle, anchoring that midfield. So Riza seems to have the support of the players on the field. The players seem to want to fight for him, which we didn't see with Bullet. And at the moment, football, you know, as you know, it's a results game. You want to be getting points and climbing up that table and staying where you are in the Championship. It would be absolutely catastrophic if Cardiff got relegated, let's be honest. There are fans out there that will say, I think Cardiff need to get relegated for this new ownership, you know, to come in and get rid of the current ownership of Tan and everything and things like that. Do you really want to see a club relegated? I want to see Cardiff flourish. I want to see Cardiff do well. I want to see him develop good young players. I want to see him recruit well in the transfer market. I want to see the club pushing up the table, competing at the highest level they possibly can. That's what I want to see from my team. And as long as the players are fighting for the shirt, that's all we can ask for as fans. There have been other people linked. Nathan Jones always seems to get linked with the job. I don't know if I want Nathan Jones as Cardiff City manager. I don't think it would work. My gut's telling me it wouldn't work if he ever does come to the club. Obviously, he's a Cardiff City fan, so he has that going for him. But then we had Paul Trollope, who said, you know, he was looking forward to managing the team. He's a Welsh person, part of the Welsh setup in 2016. He came in, tried changing things too quickly, and Cardiff are absolutely atrocious. And then obviously Warnock comes in and the rest is history, and he's able to save the club that season from relegation and then take him to the promised land of the Premier League the year after. So bringing somebody in just because they have a link to the club isn't always the best thing to do, whether they're a fan or not. I just don't think Nathan Jones would work at Cardiff. That's my gut feeling. Somebody else that's been mentioned is Mark Hughes. Obviously, you know, he's had a well-respected playing career. He managed the Welsh national team, managed Blackburn Rovers, managed Stoke City and Man City in the Premier League in years gone by. But he was at Bradford City most recently and didn't do very well. He did kind of poorly, if I'm being honest with you. And I don't want Mark Hughes as Cardiff manager either. Again, I can just see him like a relic from a bygone age. The fans will be behind him, of course they will. They always are, supporting the new manager, whoever that may be. But I can't see Mark Hughes working at Cardiff City. I can very much see a Mick McCarthy type of situation where he might get a few results early on, but it will fizzle out and the dressing room will just sort of turn against him in the end, sort of thing. So that leaves Omer Riza. As things stand, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I don't think there's any managers out there at the moment that are screaming out there that I can go, yes, he would be a fantastic solution to Cardiff City's problems. He's someone who I would want to have as a manager. So my attitude is, give Omer Riza a bit more time. Let's just keep these results going, hopefully. Just go take it game by game. We've got Portsmouth at home now, tomorrow. I'm recording this on the Monday, the 21st. So we've got Portsmouth at home tomorrow. Let's get another win. Let's get behind the manager. We've then got West Brom away. Got the fixtures by. We've got West Brom away, got Norwich City home, and we've got Luton Town away. Those 4 games are crucial. If we can get some points in those 4 games and try and get ourselves out of the relegation zone, by all means, give the job to Omer Riza until Christmas or something. And then if someone comes up around just January time, like they always do in football, maybe you've got a better candidate around January to bring them in and kick on from there. But certainly, while results are good, don't change it. Just give it to the person who's currently got those results and sort of go from there. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and if you want me to do more Cardiff City based videos, then please let me know. I think I'll make one every couple of weeks, sort of reviewing the results and how the team's doing and things like that. Anyway guys, I've been Dragonheart. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.